Shave not thy beards. Shave not thy beard. Shalom, Akims. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Neshaba, here in the city of Detroit. We'd like to give all praises and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at the great millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elects. Salakim. Shalom, Rakim. We're going to talk about beards. We're going to talk about today, this lesson is upon beards, okay? And the reasons why we ought to have a beard, because it's lawful. Yahweh has made it clear. He wrote it in his word for us to have a beard and for how we are to maintain our beard. One, our beards are to be unkept. They're not to be trimmed. They're not to be, cut or trimmed in any way to fit some sort of new fashion or style or what have you. Okay? And so we're going to go straight into the word concerning beards and other things. Okay? Because remember, the 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. Okay? Be watchful of all things. Endure the afflictions. Endure the afflictions. Do the work of an evangelist. Show full proof of thy ministry. Okay? Endure the afflictions. Okay? And so if you are afflicted about the head or the beard, the Lord has made it clear how you are to handle such situation. Now, okay? And so we're going to go straight off into the word. And this is starting off Leviticus chapter 13, verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, okay? The head or the beard, that means a woman's head or a man's beard. Man's head and or beard, okay? And then, for one, verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, okay? And see what it is. Remember, in ancient days, we went before the priest. Before we could see any type of man of medicine of any kind, and there weren't readily available any type of hospital or doctors back then. So one would go to the priest because people had either faith or no faith. Okay, and they would try to deal with the situation on their own accord. Okay, but back then people believed more so in your healing was more of a spiritual thing, more so than just a physical thing. That's why they went to a priest. Okay, in order to for their healing. Okay, and see, and the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin. I mean, if it's something that's more than just a top of the skin issue, it's under the skin issue, then that is a different issue on how you handle that. Okay, and there be in it a yellow thin hair. Okay, like a blondish hair. Okay, like a blondish hair. Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. Okay, unclean. Why? Because the yellow strand of hair represents a abnormality, and it represents something that is not natural with the normal flow of that person's skin or hair or that area of the body that's causing that person a dis-ease or disease, okay, in the body, okay? And so we understand these things, which will make him what? Unclean. It is a dry skull. Okay, a dry skull. What's a skull? A dry. Hold on. I want to look this up right quick. I want to see what is a skull. What is a skull? Right. Let's see. What is that? Look this up. S-C-A-L-L, right? It's- What is that? Please wait. We'll find out. Sometimes we look up these words. We'll find out what they get a dictionary understanding. Actually, I should have went to the. Cause this on. Oh yeah, this only going to give me a. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back over there. Go back to beards. Okay. Salaki, everyone. Wanna. Okay. Okay. This is so. This over here. So just gonna pop back up all the scriptures that's concerning beards. And, they pop back up. Oh. I didn't have beards. I had near. I had near beard. Okay, now search. I had neared, not beard, neared, without the e. So, Salakia, going off into, I want to see though what. Let's see what SCAL. Exactly what it means. That's all. See, GMS, we look up these words and see what they mean. Okay, skull, a noun. Any scully or scabby, that means sore. Disease, remember I was saying disease, disease of the skin. Okay, scoff. Okay, and so we're gonna go with that definition. So that's what that's talking about. A scabby sort of deal. And it's a scaly. Okay, that means it's flaky, and it's a disease of the skin. Okay, okay, and so that's what that is. That's what that is. So now we got to understand it on that. Now we go back to this. Now, so now you know what that is. Now, now you know what that is. Let's do this. Okay. So that's what that's talking about. Okay. A scully, okay. A thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry skull, that means flaky, it's scully, scaly, and it's scabby. That means it's sored up. It's sored up. Even a leprosy, okay, that's what it is, a leprosy. The paleness of the skin, a fading away of the pigmentation, and a disease within the skin, okay, which would mean a parasite or mite or bug of some kind, okay, that has bit them or is biting them and living within the skin, just up under the surface of the skin, okay, upon the head or beard, because some of the brothers, I myself, I've encountered a situation where I was dealing with bed bugs in my beard. Yep, I had bed bugs in my beard, and I was going through, in which I thought it was. I thought it was bed bugs, but it wasn't. It was head lice. I was dealing with head lice, and I thought it was bed bugs, but at the same time, I had bed bugs. So I was dealing with bed bugs and head lice. You see, and I would cut my hair at the top because I was dealing with it, and my hair had grew too long in the first place. Okay, and so I cut my hair off, and I got rid of it that way, but it went straight to my beard. And then I was dealing with it in my beard. And it was weird too, because you feel bugs crawling around in your beard, and you're trying to get rid of it. I tried all types of crazy stuff, all types of chemicals. I even got some Raid. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And it was crazy. It just crazy situation. Finally, after doing it for so long, so long, so long, and it went on for like over a year and a half, 2 years. I was dealing with it, and finally, I just got to the point where I had to simply I cut my hair and the beard. I just cut it all off, and because it was crazy. It was crazy. I got to the point where you couldn't go out in public. I didn't want to go out in public. I didn't want to go around other brothers because you couldn't go around other brothers and do a sit-in or anything like that. And you got bugs in your beard and crawling on your body. You don't want to infest your brothers. You know what I'm saying? At the camp or anything like that. So it isolates you. It's a plague of the head and the beard. Okay, and these things do happen. Remember, Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, when you come to the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. Y'all hear me say that a lot. Why? Because when you come to the Lord, guess what? You got to prepare yourself for temptation. The Lord, or the Almighty Father, Yahweh, and that's our Father, and our big brother, Yahweh Shai, the Lord, is not going to let you call yourself his brother, or sister. He ain't going to let you call yourself Yahweh's son or daughter, and here it is. You ain't been through anything. You ain't been through no proving grounds. You just been a soft namby-pamby. You understand? Everything for you has been dainty and handed to you on a platter. Okay, and you eating with a silver spoon. Now it's gone. Really? Are you sure? That old? No, you got to go through some things. Revelation chapter 21, verse 7. He who overcometh inherit all things. I will be his power. He will be my son. Okay, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1. My son, obey my laws, my statutes and commandments, and live. Okay, and live. We got to understand these things. These are things that we are to understand concerning our Father. Remember, he's our Father. He's not their Father. He's our Father. You got to remember that. Okay? You got to remember that. That's why we are a special people unto him. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through 6. Remember? Okay? Leviticus chapter 14 and 9. But it shall be on the seventh day. Okay? On the seventh day, this is concerning a certain situation. Concerning uncleanness, concerning leprosy, and when a person has that, the Edomite skin, that red skin that you see that the Edomites have, that the so-called white people have, that red skin, that's a form of what's called clean leprosy. That's what that's called, clean leprosy. But that's when it's red all over. That's when the pigmentation has been removed from that. They are marked as an unclean people and a sign of wickedness. That's why they have just pink skin. Okay, they have a bright colored eyes because they have recessive genes. Okay, they have blonde colored hair because they're marked as an unclean people. Leviticus chapter 13, started verse 30 through 38, tells us that. Okay, that's why we're in Leviticus now. That's why we just got to read all this stuff. Right, see, because that talks about the plague of leprosy, of their clear skin. Okay, you see. So if you notice, it goes from there, boom, we're down to 14. You see, because they don't want to bring up all the other stuff. We can get all into that all later. This here is talking about beards. Verse 14. But it shall be on the seventh day that he shall shave all his hair off his head, and his beard, and his eyebrows. Okay? Even all his hair. All his hair, you don't know what that means. That means up on an arm. That means in the pelvic, private area, shave off all his hair. He shall shave off, and he shall wash his clothes. Wash his clothes and all this and that, because why? the whatever mites or bugs or that's been living on the skin or whatever. Okay, and in the clothing. Also, he shall wash his flesh in water, bathe, shower, even standing in front of the sink, bathroom sink, and bathing yourself all over. Do whatever, bathe your flesh, clean your body, okay? And he shall be clean, okay? There it is, okay? Now, this is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads. Okay, that means cut your hair down to look all cute and fit a style or whatever to fit in with society. Okay, of your head neither shalt thou myrrh the corners of thy beards. Myrrh, what does that mean? What does myrrh mean? Let's find out what myrrh means. We're gonna find out what myrrh means. Okay, let's find out what myrrh means. Right now, let's go find out what myrrh means. Okay, let's see. M-A-R, right? Myrrh, right? Hold on. Back up. Try that again. M-A-R. There we go. Myrrh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Grow your. Huh? Let's see. Dictionary down here. Myrrh. Okay, it's a verb. Okay, for one, it's a verb. Impair the appearance of disfigure. Myrrh, to disfigure. Okay, no wrinkles, marred her face. That means scarred or disfigured or misrepresentation of that which is natural. Okay, myrrh, to change it from its natural appearance. That too would be, I guess my own little definition that I would put in there and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, impair the quality of, okay, spoil, okay, violence, murder, a number of New Year's celebrations. Okay, that means it smeared it shamed it. Okay, okay, just like violence mirrored a private peaceful protest. Okay, and turn into violence. Okay, so 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 that's what myrrh means. Now we know what myrrh means. Okay, for sure, we know what myrrh means now. Okay, so okay, hold on. This verse 19. Okay, and neither shalt thou myrrh the corners of thy beards. That means cutting them, trimming them. You know why? Because you're trying to, again, fit into society, be socially acceptable. Okay, so you can fit in. Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their heads. I mean, shaving their heads off completely bald to where it's not even stubble. It's not even stubble. It's bald. Bald is bald. Bald is smooth. I get some guys trying to get their hair so smooth they're using a razor. Okay, they're using a razor. Okay, or a really, really sharp knife. Okay, not supposed to do that. You can get it down to stubble, but not to where it's actually bald. Upon their head. Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beards. Ain't supposed to be doing that either. Supposed to be let our beards be roughly kept, and not groomed kept. Okay, which would, mean roughly kept would be the same as unkept, period. Okay, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. We're talking about tattoos, piercings, and different things like that. Okay, First Samuel chapter 17, verse 35. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. Smote him. That means he beat his ass. He went out there and beat the nigga's ass. Got him straight right quick. And delivered it out of his mouth. That mess he was talking. And when he arose, I mean, he knocked him out against me. I mean, he got up and tried to do something about it. I caught him, okay, with an uppercut, the straight cut, straight left, straight right, and then a straight knee to the nuts, and then hit him in the bread basket and came up with an uppercut straight to his chin, and then a straight into his mouth. By his beard, I caught him by his beard, and smote him, and slew him. Y'all sure y'all want to watch this video? First Samuel chapter 21, verse 13. And he changed his mind. Boy, stop it. Stop it, boy. You ain't right. Have mercy, Lord. First Samuel chapter 21, verse 13. And he changed his behavior. I'm quite sure he did. Before them, he started acting right then, didn't he? And offend himself mad in their hands. Hold on, Salakia. Okay, in their hands, and scabbled on the doors of the gate, and left his spittle fall down upon his beard. Whew. Good Lord. So they did him bold. He was mad and scubbled. What does scubbled mean? I mean, we got a few words there. We got scubbled. We got okay, before them and fend himself. What does that mean? Let's find out what that means. Okay, let's find out what that means. I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to know? I want to find out what that means. And with it F-E-I, right? F-E-I, then it was G-N, okay. Fin. Pretend to be affected by feeling, state, or injury. Okay? So that they did injury. Fend by, okay? So, my meaning, and let's get down here, check this one out. Hold on, let's add. Okay. Simulated or pretended or insincere. Okay? Insincere. Okay? So, and hold on. Let's go back to this. And we want to look up what that other word was. What was that other word? Scaffold. Just so we know what these words mean, man. C-A-B-B-L-L-E-D. Okay. Scupple. Okay, let's find out what it is. Okay. To work or shape roughly. Okay. As stone before leaving the quarry. Okay. To dress as stone in any way short of fine tooling or scrubbing. Okay? Okay, so that's what that means. That what that means. Now let's go. Okay, to word to say roughly. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, so now we know what those words means. Okay, now he changed his behavior, Christ. So before them, and and fend himself mad. Okay, fend himself mad. We know what fend means. He fend himself mad. Okay, and himself mad in their hands and scribbled on the door. Okay, and so now we know, what his situation was. Okay, on the door of the gate, and let his spittle, okay, fall down upon his beard. He was spitting, he was slobbering, he was mad as hell. He was mad as hell. Then he was mad, and he was mad, and plus they had to rough him up. And so now we know what that's talking about. 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 24. And and Mephibosheth, Mephibosheth, the son of Saul, came down to meet the king, and had neither dressed his feet nor trimmed his beard. Okay, because he wasn't supposed to. Nor washed his clothes. Oh, okay, he ain't took care of his business. From the day the king departed upon the day he came again in peace. That means from the day that the king went to go on whatever journey or whatever he had to do, from the time then all the way to back till the king came back. This guy ain't washed his head, he ain't washed himself, he ain't bathed himself, he ain't trimmed, he ain't groomed, he ain't washed his clothes, he funky, stinking, he smelling. And hey guy, hey king, what's up? you know, he ain't proper. 2 Samuel chapter 20, verse 9. And Joab said to Amasa, art thou in health, my brother? Okay, he asked him about his health, my brother. And Joab took Amasa by the beard with with the right hand, okay, grabbed him by the beard to kiss him. Okay, to kiss upon his face, because I guess he was having caring and tenderness for him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to roughly, Because remember, when they grabbed hold to in Luke chapter 22, I do believe that is, and in Matthew chapter 26, I think that is, when they grabbed hold to Yahushua's beard and they were trying to rip his beard off and doing different things to him that was all out of order. Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. And when I heard this thing, I rent my garment. Rent, that means to rip, torn his garment. Okay, and my mantle, and plucked off the hair of mine head. I mean, he was pulling his hair out. He was so mad. He was livid. And of my beard, he was pulling that out too. And sat down, astonished, because he was amazed, astonished, and done with it. Okay? And so, Psalm chapter 133, verse 2. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard. Even Aaron's, I'm talking about the anointing oil, even Aaron's beard that went down to the shirts of his garments. You see? You see? Anointing oil. Isaiah chapter 7, verse 20. In the same day shall the Lord shave with a razor that is hired, namely by them beyond the river, by the king Azariah, the head and the hair of the feet. And it shall also consume the beard. Okay. Isaiah chapter 15, verse 2. And he is gone up to Baeth and to Debon and high places to weep. Moab shall howl over Nabu and over Medeba. On all their heads it shall be baldness, and every beard cut off. We're going to end this here right here. If you like the edification and spiritual motivation and spiritual edification that you've been receiving, press your like and your subscribe button, and so that can help build this channel for the algorithms of YouTube. And we'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect men and hopeful elect women and hopeful elect children. Okay. And try placing a Bible in a child's hand. Give them some scriptures. Tell them to read it. And then ask them, what does that mean? What does that mean to them? You'll be surprised that the answer that the Lord will place in the mouth of a child. Until we meet again, until we see each other again. Shalom to the hopeful elect.